to wait, the enemy has a substitute for the reality that God has. Oh, y'all get this in a minute. You'll get this. A substitute looks like. A substitute is real close to. A substitute is similar to the reality. A substitute is a reasonable facsimile thereof. A substitute is almost, but not quite. A substitute is imitation. Yeah, it may be advertised to be just as good, but it's not as good as the reality. Okay, let me bring it home to you. You do know there's a such thing as sugar and sweet and low. Which I had some witnesses on. I don't care how you try, you can make some tea and put sugar in it. And if you don't put sugar, there's a substitute called sweet and low. Saccharine, you can use it, but it's just not as good. Just not as good as a real thing. I don't like Shasta. I tell my wife, don't buy Shasta, don't buy RC, you buy Coca-Cola. I want the real. The real thing. If you set it down overnight, it still has a fit the next morning because it's not a substance. You got to wait. A lot of folks are in trouble right now because they couldn't wait. I'm going to drive down somebody's street in a minute. A lot of folks, I'm going to get to the text, a lot of folks are in trouble because they could not wait. I wish I had a witness somewhere. There's a lot of women here who are angry because they... Come on! A lot of folks been married 3-4 times because you could not. There's some benefit from waiting, isn't there? Let me get to the text. The text today helps us to understand the symptoms that are idiomatic of a substitute syndrome. You'll find in the text that Abram and Sarai had been 10 years removed from the promise that God had given them. He told Abram, he said, I'm going to make you the father of many nations. He said, I don't believe it. I want you to walk outside. Look up to the sky. Look at the stars. If you can count the stars, that's the number of your seed. Oh, y'all agree with me? So he promised Abraham that he would be a father of many nations. Now there's 3 things that get us in trouble when it comes to substitute. First of all, the first thing that gets us in trouble is when we're impatient. Y'all agree with me? As these two, Abram and Sarah, waited on God to fulfill his promise, their faith was tested. And what happened in those 10 years of testing to Abram and Sarah happens to many of us. We get impatient. Watch this. Sarah says to Abram in verse 2, she says, now look at it. God has kept me from having children. Now neither one of us, Abram, are getting any younger. Neither one of us are as virile as we used to be. I wish I had a witness somewhere. Where you used to have hair, Abram is a little bald spot. Where you used to have a six-pack, Abram, now you got a whole big belly now. I wish I had some. Abram, you're getting on up in years. You don't look as good as you used to. And God has not given us a child. Matter of fact, Abram, I'm past the age of childbearing. She got tired of waiting on the Lord. There's a lot of us like that today. When God doesn't move, when we think he should or when we want him to, we get impatient. And the enemy plants a seed where you can do it yourself. Y'all been somewhere? Anybody ever been in trouble because you tried to do it yourself? Oh, I wish I had a witness here. God is not like Home Depot. God is not the do-it-yourself place. You turn it over to God and let God. Don't get impatient. We get to thinking that maybe God meant this, maybe God meant that, maybe I need to be doing something. Don't you know God that my child is wondering? Don't you know that my finances are messed up? Yes, God knows. Yes, he knows. one day a week he asked for. Oh, I wish I had a witness. I know he don't get many amens here, but we get patient with God on the one day a week that he asked for. Somebody here watching their watch right now. I wish the preacher hurry up, get on the road. Don't that nigga know it's almost 4:30, the Cowboys come on tonight? I knew I wasn't going to get many amens. I knew I wasn't going to get many amens. God asked us to give him one day. He said, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. And a whole lot of us are in a hurry to get out of church. This is the one place you shouldn't be in a hurry to get out of. You ought to be in a hurry. When I was a child growing up, my grandfather kept me in church all day long. Because he was a pastor, and he believed that when his feet hit the ground, your feet hit the ground. When he went to church, you went to church. I wish I had somebody. Sad indictment when the dad is at church and the rest of the family is staying at home. Sad indictment when mama and daughter at church and the dad is at home. I wish I had a witness here somewhere. Kept me in church all day long, and today I'm thankful that he kept me in the church house. You got to learn how to wait. There's some benefits. Isaiah says you get something when you wait. He says, they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. You know, it says they'll mount up with wings, run and not be weary. They'll walk and shall not faint. But it doesn't happen to those who get ahead of God. It says they that wait on the Lord. Well, not only did they get impatient, Abram and Sarah interfered. They got impatient, then they interfered. See, the problem with impatience is that it leads to taking things out of God's hand into your own. Watch what Sarah does. Sarah tells Abram, she says, since I don't have what God promised to give me yet, I want you to go lie down with Hagar. Didn't say a word. Y'all missing the severity. Sarah got so impatient that she told her husband to go and lie down with another woman. Well, that bear say it again. She told her husband, since I'm not getting what God promised me, I've got an alternative. Go lie down with another woman. I wish I would. I wish I would. My God wouldn't be raised like that. Amen. Abram did what is some unsaved folk, unsaved men dream. He said, okay. Now here's the problem. Here's the problem. Abram knew what God had said. My wife can't tell me nothing that directs me away from what I told her. I may go on. I am the head of my house. I got a witness somewhere. Yeah. Any man who takes direction not just from his wife, but anybody that tells him to go against what God has already said is not man. I know some women here saying Sarah done lost her mind. When we interfere with God's plan and God's way, we always get the enemy's substitute. You get a cheap imitation. A whole lot of us, what we do on Sunday morning is just a cheap imitation. I wish I had a witness somewhere. It's a cheap imitation of real worship. We jump, shout, spit, stomp, and still leave angry at our brother and sister. See, when you enter into real worship, I told the church this morning, when the presence of God, you can't leave the same way that you came. I've got to bring it somewhere. That's why Isaiah said, when I saw the Lord high and lifted up. Yeah, he noticed that there was something wrong with him. Yeah. He said, woe is me, I'm undone. I'm messed up, I'm a man of unclean lips. So when we come in our churches on Sunday morning and we sing and say, thank you, Jesus, and go to shout it, and you still not speaking to your sister and brother, you just had a substitute. Am I preaching it here? You just had a substitute and not real worship. A lot of women have hell in their marriages because your husband's name is Ishmael. Oh, y'all not gonna talk about it. You think your husband's name is Larry, John, whatever it is, but his name is Ishmael. If you have it hell and you can't get it fixed and you don't let God has not fixed what's wrong in your marriage, it's because you got Ishmael and not Isaac. Hold on, men. Wife's name is Abraham. If I had just gotten to know this one. If I had just waited. If I had just not been in her. Been married. I'd have gotten a woman. Oh, y'all not hearing me now. Y'all not hearing me? Yeah, it's in the word. We done tear it out. We do things in the flesh because we don't wait on God. Better ask Moses about interfering. God had a plan to deliver the children of Israel. And Moses got impatient and interfered. Killed an Egyptian and spent 40 years on the backside of the desert shoving sheep. Oh, y'all not hearing me? Because he interfered with God's plan. Better talk to Balaam. You know who Balaam was, don't you? That's the preacher who was hired to curse the children of Israel. Tried to interfere in God's plan, and every time he tried to curse them, a blessing came out. Well, not miss our time. You do know it doesn't matter what the enemy has to do. When folks try to curse you, if you're a child of God, they'll pour out a blessing. I gotta hurry on. Not only were they impatient, not only did they interfere, but they got in trouble. The result of impatience with God's plan and interfering with God's plan and setting for the substitute is that it gets us in trouble. Verse 4 says that Abram went into Hagar and she conceived. And when Hagar knew that she was with child, she began to despise her mistress or treat her with contempt. Abram and Sarah had trouble in their house because they were impatient and interfered. Even though this practice was accepted in the Middle Eastern culture, it wasn't approved by God. I've got to read somewhere else. Everything that you see that's accepted in the world is not approved by God. Y'all okay with me? You cannot solve a spiritual dilemma with a worldly answer. Y'all okay with me? It'll get you in trouble. And the funny thing, and I got the pause right here, is Hagar looked down on Sarah, and she's the one that had the substitute. Y'all okay with me? Well, as I get ready to leave on this evening, I gotta let you know that the last thing is that God is in control. That God is in control. If you look over in verse 17 of chapter, in verse 19 of chapter 17, you'll see that all hope is not lost. Oh, y'all gonna pray with me? Just because I messed up receive their promise. Have I got a witness? God told Sarah that one day you will bear a child, and the name shall be called Isaac. Have I got a witness? Even though the fulfillment of the promise took a few more years, God is always true to His word. when you can have the reality. Don't settle for Ishmael when God has promised you Isaac. Don't get impatient. The Bible says trust. It's in Proverbs. Proverbs 3, 4, 5, it says trust in the Lord with all thy lean not to thine own understanding in all your ways. Boy, that's beautiful. Acknowledge him and he will direct your path. Can I share something with you, Pine Grove? You don't mind, do you? Listen. You wait on the Lord. Keep waiting. You wait on the Lord. I'm going to tell you why. If God has kept you in existence for 131 years, I don't care who you are, one person don't make no sense. If you think God can't do without you, just die. Just leave. But I want you to wait. And let me tell you what waiting is. In the Hebrew, we get confused. We say, I'm waiting on the Lord. I'm just waiting. I'm waiting. But in the Hebrew, waiting means to serve tables. Waiting means you're doing something. Y'all hear me? And if God hasn't spoken to you, you keep doing what God told you to do the last time that He told you to do. And as you're doing that, you're waiting on God. You're saying, God, I'm going to keep serving you. I'm going to keep trusting in you. I'm not going to accept the substitute. I'm going to keep depending on you until you bless me. I'm 44 years old. It took me 30 years, 35 years of wondering, waiting on my blessing. Y'all not here. I would never be married. Listen, and I'm blessed to have the children. And I'm honest. Can I be honest? I think one of the problems is with our churches is that we don't address reality. Real Christianity addresses reality. Folks act like they holy, been holy, born holy. You ain't never done nothing wrong. You've been divorced. God forgive you. But God blessed me with a wonderful wife. Y'all hear me? And as I was pondering over what I was going to preach, I was working. I picked up the phone and I had to call my wife and I said, baby, you know what? I said, God has been good to us. Because if we had just waited, I believe that she was meant for me. Are you hearing me? Are y'all hearing me? Ain't no telling where we'd be if we had waited on each other. I'm going to show you something. Even if you moved when God didn't say move, even if you interfered, all hope ain't lost.